What's going on, guys? It's Frosty. This week I'm going to be joined with,
Kaiiora.
uh, dude. I'm just glad to have you. Honestly, man. Like I have had no connection with you personally, like from streamer to streamer. I've been trying to make my rounds to everybody, and I mean, I'm glad I finally got to speak with you. Honestly, like this is going to be more one to one like for me than any of the other people I've talked to so far because I've before like 2 or 3 days ago. Like I've always known your name, but I've never even dropped by your stream. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to
no,
talk with you.
I'm really excited to be here, man. It's gonna be awesome, and the fact that you came into the stream the other day and was just hanging out and we were vibing, having a great time, man. I loved it, bro. So I'm really excited for this.
100%. Before I get into all these questions and everything, I just wanna know a little bit like about you, like away from the stream, away from who you are as an online personality. Just like tell me who you are in like a day to day like life. You know?
Yeah. So I'm 21 years old. I am a full-time college student. I have an internship at Huddle as a video production intern. So do a lot of editing and actually just got back from a work trip the past 2 days. We were down at a university shooting some videos for their basketball teams. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I work another side job, and uh, it's a very busy time for me, but I love it, man. It's a grind, and we're approaching graduation, so I got more year left, so I'm really excited for that, and just see where everything takes me.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. Um, with how busy you are, I have to say, out of all of the vouchers I've seen on Twitter with all of these posts and everything, I would say you're arguably the most avouched person on Twitter for the Sub ARC.
Really.
Yeah.
That's interesting, cause like I don't know, man. Like I don't want to like look into stuff too much. And like I just like to do my thing and hang out, man. I'm sure like when you're in the stream, like you could kind of tell like we're just there to have a good time,
Oh yeah,
and that's what I do
100%.
this for. So, obviously, obey is the goal, man. I love obey. I've always loved obey since I started playing Call of Duty, and it's crazy to like someone would think that like I'm the most vouched person because when I look at it, man, I'm like all centric, demo, like all those dudes. I'm like they got that shit. Like
Right.
it's crazy to me. It's super cool.
So many people have such like a big following going for this RC. Well, a big following in in our community's eyes, like there's obviously going to be bigger, but there's always going to be bigger.
Hmm.
But wait, when it comes to like our direct community, I would say like there's a lot of people who have their own big communities in this, but when it comes to how many times I've seen names pop up, obviously I see Demo, I see Hoon, I see Centric, Boost, Goof, I see all of them, but I
Hmm.
think as far as separate people posting names, I see your name come up the most for sure, I would say. And
That's
that's me
awesome.
going through every Obey member's like, who is your vouch tweet? Like, I do this as a
Yeah.
living. I do this as research. Like, this is my life. So,
Hmm.
seeing that, I'm
Yeah.
just it. Honestly, before we even get into the questions, it really is such an honor to have you on. I just want you to know how crazy it is to me that you are here. So,
Thank you, man. I'm honored to be here, bro. This is like so cool to me that you like came and like asked me to do a podcast. Like I never thought somebody would do that.
yeah,
Like
no, it's
it blew my mind, bro. So I'm pumped.
um well, as you know, I talked to you a little bit before we started this. Usually, as we start these podcasts, we go in three separate blocks, and the first block is always about uh, how the person got into streaming and what their streaming career is about. So, the first question I have for you is, uh, what started your path as a streamer, or who got you into streaming?
Yeah. Honestly, like I'm sure you know Paint.
Yeah,
Me and Payne are really good friends, and I've always played Call of Duty growing up since COD 4 and stuff, man. And during COVID and MW, I was like, you know what, this would be fun to just like start doing again. I got all this free time, might as well have some fun. And so I started playing again. Was pretty decent, and I mean, I was definitely wasn't good, but I did okay. And I ended up going into Paint stream one day and just talking to him. and I showed him a couple clips, and we were just hanging out, having a good time. And he's like, "Dude, like I feel like you could be a pretty decent streamer, especially like you can hit clips." And he's like, "If you could find a way to create like an entertaining stream in a positive place and just have a great time and also hit the clips that you can hit or that you have, like, dude, that'd be insane." And I don't know. I think him believing in me that I could do it kind of is what started the whole streaming and YouTube and everything. Because I mean, if you think about it, I only started this year and a half ago or so, 2 years ago. Um, so it hasn't been a super long thing, but I think he was kind of the one that kickstarted it all.
That's awesome. Um, so did you get your start streaming to Twitch, or were you posting like clips, like raw footage or edited clips, like in YouTube? 2 years ago would have been about like TikTok time, like when it was first starting. Were
Mhm.
you starting on any of those apps, or
Yeah, I had gotten back into YouTube with some MW vids and stuff like that, and I went for the phase 5 thing just for fun. Um, and I was posting a bit on TikTok, but didn't really totally understand it back then.
right?
Um, but yeah, I think I dove straight into Twitch when I started streaming because that's what Paint used, and I think that's what kind of everybody used, honestly. And then
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook came around, but um, yeah,
So
went off from
when you say got back into it, like did you kind of start this before and kind of like stop for a while, or
Yeah, when I was super young, like I'm 21 now, so when was MW2? 2012?
oh yeah, like 20, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
2012, 2011.
So yeah, so 12 years old. I was doing it still. I was posting YouTube videos back then and doing like the Jev commentaries with my
Yeah,
little squeaker voice yelling at kids. It was amazing, dude. I wish I still had the videos just to listen to it. But I would trick shot and I would snipe and I even that was when I kind of taught myself graphic design and video editing and stuff like that. Um and then, once high school came around, I was too busy with sports and football and school and just everything else. I just kind of had to put it away. Um, I think it worked out a lot though, because, around that time, like IW, Advanced Warfare, all those games were coming out, which I honestly didn't like too much. So I wasn't too upset about taking a step back.
that's fair. And I think the step back kind of, I mean, obviously I wasn't around for when you were doing your 12-year-old YouTube channel with all those commentaries and stuff like that, but from the looks of things, I don't know if you would agree. Would you say that the step back kind of benefited you in a way? Like, do you think that you built up more of a supportive community in these 2 years than you would have if you played all throughout those years, building through high school and stuff like that?
That's a good question. I think I have a more genuine community now than I would have if I just kept doing it. Um, I like to look at like Pomage and all those dudes as examples because like they were big back then, but like when you look at them now, dude, like they're set, man. They're
Right,
just gaming and having a great time. And it's one of those things I always thought about is it's like, what if I was actually like a decent player back then and kept doing it? And next thing you know, you're in that position. But I mean, that's not really what I do it for anyway. I kind of just did it because I wanted a safe space to like hang out with people, meet people, spread some positivity, especially with COVID going on, man. That
right.
shit sucked. So yeah.
100%
I
agree
think
with
it's
that.
more, yeah, I think it's more genuine and real and than it is now, or than it could have been.
That's nice because when you're building up the genuine like small communities that a lot of the streamers around our direct like circle have, with our like 20 up to even I would say around like the 150 viewer mark, it's so much easier to be like active with chat when your chat isn't scrolling at like light year speed. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Yeah.
you're able to make those genuine connections with all the people that have supported you for uh, 3 months, 6 months, 2 years. You know, so it's a lot more
Yeah.
genuine in that sense.
100%.
So when you started on like, we'll say that you started on Twitch, even though you were posting the occasional TikToks, but would you say that your career kind of kick-started with Twitch, basically, when you restarted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
so with your kickstart on Twitch, obviously you're on pretty much every media now. Yeah. So
Yep.
would like how often are you like posting to like your YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, I guess, if you post stuff on those as well?
Back then or now?
Now.
So right now for the Obey RC, we're posting, so we're streaming 4 times a week, posting 3 YouTube videos a week, and then 10 TikToks a week. So, 2 every weekday. Yeah, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Um, so it's been a grind. Usually I would do like one YouTube video a week and then one just every day for TikTok. But I wanted to make sure I kind of pushed myself and got out of my comfort zone for this RC and try to expand as much as I can. So
I think it's really nice with the RC because it's really showing a lot of people like that they do have what it takes to be a content creator, and I don't think they ever would have got that push without the RC being active for a lot of these
mhm.
grinders. Do you think that you would be able to say this RC uh comes and goes, right? And um say a lot of these people that we think aren't going to make it into the RC, they end up, or a lot of people that we do think are going to make it into this RC, say they do not make it and they end up joining at a later point. Do you think a lot of these people that are doing the grind and keeping up their like video content, like you're posting 2 TikToks a day every weekday right now, do you think you're going to keep that schedule once this RC passes, or is it kind of a thing like this helps me get noticed more by posting a lot more?
I mean, it kind of just depends, honestly. Like, it depends on like your algorithm and stuff and how your YouTube's doing. But I think yes, like if you were to not make it and keep posting like that just shows like you have a mission, you're on a mission. But the other thing is like, leading Project 7, I'm looking at this stuff all the time when looking for recruits. Like, you want to make sure who you're picking up like is going to benefit the team and has that established community and that brand and stuff like that too. So I think a lot of the people that like if you didn't make it or say like I didn't make it, I would love to keep doing what I'm doing and just try to grow as much as I can and meet new people and try to make as much of an impact as I can no matter what.
100%. I think a lot of people that are linked directly with our community are kind of have the title as like Twitch streamers. I would say like a general population. More than half of us are just streamers, you know. But a lot of the
Mhm.
people that I've noticed that are bigger with this RC that are getting constantly vouched are full-fledged content creators like yourself, Boost, Drago, other people that we've had on this episode. Like they've said multiple times, like I'm posting 3 days a week on YouTube, 5 days a week on YouTube, daily on TikTok. Like you guys are full-fledged content creators. What do you think the benefit is to kind of showing yourself as a content creator, as someone who strictly focuses on streaming, I guess?
Um, To me, it's always just kind of like gone hand in hand, if you think you want to focus more on stream, well then take that stream, cut it up, and boom, you got a YouTube video. Cut it up some more, you got a TikTok. And I think that's kind of how I started doing it was, that was my thought process through it. But uh, I think I don't know, man. It's really weird because, like, back then, like, back in the day, like, MW2, all those CODs, it was like, dude, I'm a sniper. Like, if you're a
Right.
sniper, you're like the person to be, you
Yep.
know what I mean? But now it's not enough anymore. Like, you have
Yeah.
to post on YouTube, you have to stream, you have to have a presence on TikTok, or else it's just no big team, no org is gonna care as much. Like you could have 6 on heads and the craziest clips ever, but if you don't have somewhere to post them, then nobody's
100%.
gonna see them.
Right. So linking that with my next question, I guess, these streamers that have the insane talent, because there are a lot of them that are like strictly streaming that have like incredible talent that I would argue is almost unmatched on Twitch.
Mhm.
And they're very consistent with their gun skill and stuff like that, but they're struggling to find kind of a base. They're struggling to get past that 5 to 10 viewer mark. Do you have any like tips with your success that you've had with Twitch? Like, just what is the best way for a smaller streamer with a smaller community whether they have the gun skill or not, if they have the personality to be a streamer, but they're having that trouble to find their niche, like how do they expand?
Yeah, I would say, the biggest thing that I think helped me because for the longest time I was streaming to my phone and my TV in my dorm room to get the 3 viewer average, and it worked. So that was pretty cool. But I think the biggest thing to just kind of like meet new people is, um, you don't want to be too obnoxious with it. But when you start a stream and you got some of your homies in there, just be like, hey, would you guys mind hosting it up real quick? Like, take 2 seconds, and usually, like, it's not a problem, and they know it doesn't cost anything, and that helps a ton with hitting recommended and stuff like that. And then just on top of that, just supporting other streamers, like going into the stream, hanging out with them, talking with them, getting to know them on a personal level and getting to know the people in their chat too, because more than likely those people in their chat and that streamer is going to come to your stream and um, want to talk to you too. But there's a difference between going into somebody's stream and like selling your stream to them and just like going and hanging out. Like
Right,
they're a
100%.
person too, man. Like just go hang out with them, bro. Just go
Right,
vibe. And then just little things like that. I think other things, just being genuine and like getting to know your community and getting to know people who come into your stream. I don't know about you, but if you go into a stream and you've been into that stream multiple times and like someone's like, "Oh, hey, Kaiiora, welcome to the stream," and like it's like your 10th time in the stream, like I don't know, man. If I go into a stream and they're like, "Oh, Kai, like what's good, bro? How was that, you know, assignment, or how was that test you had the other day, or like how was that YouTube video you posted last week?" I'm like, "Dude, let me tell you about it. Like it was
right.
awesome."
It feels a
Like
lot more
stuff like that.
personable, like the streamer like really cares, like a lot of streamers
Yeah,
should about their audience. Um,
100%.
and that's what's really nice with the smaller community streamers, because as much as all of us want to get big, I think it's really nice to have the personal connections that we do right now, with our community, with our viewers, because um, obviously without our community we wouldn't be here, you know.
Hmm.
So when we get to have those personal connections, it's really the best part about being a streamer, for myself at least. Do you have a comment towards that?
Yeah, no, that's definitely my favorite part. It's crazy because like every once in a while somebody will like jokingly be like hashtag partner Kai or
Right,
something like that. And like it's super cool that like they like think I could be at that level at some point. But honestly, like I don't even know if I want to. Like I would love to like be there and like do that, but like I don't know, man. Like it's so hard for me to not just want to like sit there and like read the chat and like talk to everybody and be like, "Dude, how was your day? Like what'd you do today?"
right,
Instead, just get to know people, man. Like, and that's what I'm here for. Like I I don't know if I should mention this now, but um the reason I started doing it was back in my high school. I was dealing with some really bad depression, and I was too scared and too nervous to tell anybody. Like as a man, it's like, dude, no one cares.
yeah,
Like just hold it in. Like that's what I always thought. So I was alone for a long time dealing with that, until I finally managed to tell my mom. But like I don't want anybody to ever feel that way. So like if I had a smaller community for the rest of the time I did this and I knew everybody and like knew how everybody was doing, man, I would love that.
right. No, I 100% agree with that. Obviously we don't share the same story, but I feel like I went through a very similar thing that you did. And when I was younger, I started posting YouTube and doing the streaming thing and all of that around the same time that you did when you were 12, 13, because I'm 21 as well. So
Mhm.
I started posting stuff like that, and that's kind of where I stemmed my little family. Is what I feel like my community is at this point, because I don't have the viewership or the numbers that you get, but the people that I have, I feel, are so close to me at this point that I do feel like they're like the brothers and sisters that I didn't get to grow up with in high school, you know? So it's very nice to
Yeah,
have the supportive community and being there for people that maybe weren't there for either of us when we were in high school, and being able to be that positive influence for them.
100%.
Um I may be mentioning this a little bit early, but when I talked to Doves earlier, um, Doves kind of brought up that when he was like 14, 15, he would be sitting in like the old school moon chairs, like dreaming about being in a team like Obey and Soar and FaZe, like teams like that when they were starting to pop off and do their thing. And it's crazy for me to think that I don't know if you ever just sit back and like realize this and it blows your mind the way that it blows mine, but like there are kids out there sitting in and maybe a little more updated than the old school moon chairs now, but like we are those content creators that those kids are looking at now, like we are those influences for people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's actually really crazy, like growing up and watching that and be like, "Oh man, I want to do that. Like I want to be like them. I want to hit the cool clips that they do. I want to like make videos. I want to, everything." Uh it's crazy to like have somebody because I've had a couple times somebody will come in the stream and just be like, "Hey man, like I look up to you. Like you're doing really good and like I want to be like I wanna be like you," and I'm like, "Dude, what?" Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
And you kind of
It's
just have to
insane.
like kind of just be like, "Oh, thanks, man," on stream, but like after stream, like it kind of just sends a shiver down your spine or makes you tear up a little
Yeah.
bit. Like it's like, wow, I never
Yep.
personally like I never thought I would get to a point like that. And seeing a
Yeah.
lot of people that came from the same background that I did, it's really touching to me in this community specifically, seeing so many people succeed in the way that so many others have. So it's very nice.
Mhm.
Um, anyways, let's move on from all of that sappy stuff, I guess, for now. But you mentioned earlier that you're a lead of Project Seven.
Yep.
Are you on any other team, or are you like Project Seven specific right now as you grind for Obey?
Just Project 7 specific right now. I was in Virtue VE, which is a multi-COD team.
Yep.
I love that team. It was a great team to be in, and I really enjoyed it. But uh, once I joined Project 7 as a lead, I figured, the best thing for me was to step away and focus on Project 7, and then ultimately focus on Obey.
Right. That makes sense. We got a little bit of a fill in from Project Seven from both Doves and from Boost, but as a lead, maybe you can offer us a point of view separate from theirs. Can you tell me a little bit about Project Seven and what they've done for you and what you guys do for the community?
Yeah, 100%. I love Project 7. It's literally a family, man. It's crazy. Like ever since I met them and Six recruited me as a lead, like everyone was just like the homie. Everyone was so nice and just like genuine and like caring and stuff like that, man. It was crazy to like see how many people were in a team and like how many people were just like, "Yo, you want to play? Like, yo, you want to hang out? Like, yo, I'm going to come to your stream tonight." Or like, "Hey, bro, like you wanna, like, just chill and cord for a bit?" Like, dude, it's crazy how, like, everyone in the team is, like, your best friend. It's
Right.
amazing, I love it. And I think the community we've built is really good, we've done some charity things and stuff like that, which I love, and it's been amazing. We had Jplex and Paint host a, S&D tourney for us that was super, super fun, and they killed it, and, we raised a decent amount of money, so
That's awesome.
it's been an amazing time.
I think outside of like saying Obey is like the smallest like professional team, I would argue that you guys are probably the biggest team to grind for in the Call of Duty sniping community right now, or Call of Duty team in general. Um, I know that you guys aren't Call of Duty specific, but I would say that would you say that your like main audience is Call of Duty? Is that fair to say, or
I think for the most part, yeah. I think, we kinda took off because of last year on Cold War and, the 2 Nasty tournament, which was insane,
right?
and numerals 3 and stuff like that. But we do have other branches. Our Warzone team's been going crazy. But yeah, I think most of our audience is probably Call of Duty.
It's awesome. So are you like a streaming slash content creation lead for Seven, or are you like a sniping lead, or
I'm the sniping lead.
okay,
Yep.
got you.
Me and Baker.
Awesome. Um, is there anything else that you want to say about Project Seven before I move on to the next question?
Um,
Maybe to anyone who's
numerals
grinding for Project
3.
Seven. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're grinding for Project 7, send me all your clips. I want to see every single one of them. and numerals 3 is gonna be insane.
Numeral 3 is gonna be insane. I'll be watching
Yeah,
for it. Maybe we'll live premiere it or something with the Sin channel because I've actually been looking forward to seeing it myself. Completely outside of this. So I always love watching your guys' montages. I think they're some of the best edited in the direct community. I don't think anyone even comes close to some of the montages that you guys have been putting out. So
thank you, man. Seriously,
um
means the world.
so we talked a little bit about this, and before we round out block one, we mentioned that you were a an intern for Huddle, right?
Mhm.
You're doing college full time. Are you? What is your major with college?
I'm a marketing major.
Okay. And you do full time classes with that,
Yep.
and you have a second job on the side,
Yeah.
and you stream 4 days a week
Yep.
and put out 2 TikToks a day every weekday
Yep.
and 3 YouTube videos a day. So when do you sleep? I
Um.
mean, like you're always busy. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't get much of it. I'm pretty exhausted right now. Especially after that work trip. But I don't know, man. It's just like the weekends. I'll get some time to sleep in, which is super nice. And other than that, it's usually like go to bed at like 2, wake up at 8:15, 9 for a meeting, or going to my other job. Um, so I mean, it's a solid 6 hours.
it, I don't know. It's just to me, it's something I can't. As someone who does this full time, I literally just quit my job like 3 weeks ago,
Mm,
and I've been kind of successfully grinding out. It's to me, I can't imagine. I had one job full time and doing this, and I was like, I can't balance. I wasn't in
yeah.
school. You're doing 2 jobs. You're putting out way more content than I'm even putting out now. It's like, plus you lead probably one of the most successful Call of Duty teams that is not in the professional scene. Like this dude's doing it all. I don't like. There's a point where I have to look and be like, holy fuck, maybe this isn't for me because there's people like you in the community who are like pushing it all out and still have a smile on your face at the end of the day. Like I go to bed every night like, yeah, I'm fucking slumped. I'm exhausted. And I
Yeah.
didn't even put up like a tenth of the work that you put up that day. So I mean, I just have
I
to
don't
commend
know.
you on your insane commitment to doing this. Like I don't know how often you've been told this, but like with the effort that you put in, like you're meant to be a content creator. Like you're doing phenomenal. So
Thank you, man. For real. You're hyping me up too much, bro.
I mean, everyone when someone puts in as much work as you do, like a lot of the people in this community, like the people I've talked with, like Obey, with the Obey members, with Boost, with Drago, all these people that I'm talking to on like a daily basis, like you guys are an inspiration to the smaller community who wants to make this a career, but they don't know how. And getting to see
Mhm.
someone who comes up the way that we come up, without we're the people that didn't have a lot of friends in high school, we're the people who got bullied, we're the people who were depressed, stuff like that, and be as successful as you are within 2 years, within like 1 year for Boost, within like 6 months for this person, like it is a possibility. So like people like you in this community who are having as much success as you are, like you are the inspirations to all of these streamers who are trying to come up, or people who don't know how to get into streaming, or people who just want to have that online personality to have a relationship with, so
Mhm.
it's nice to have people like you guys in the community, and it is um, entertaining to watch you guys, and you guys do inspire us. So,
Thank you, man. For real. I'm like, fuck. I'm blushing over here.
but with all of that being said, is there anything that you want to say to round out the block about yourself that we didn't quite cover with any of the questions or anything before we move into the obey talk?
Um, hmm. Not really that I can think of, honestly.
Fair enough. So we'll just move right into block two then. The first question I always ask people with this obey talk is why. I mean, I assume with the grind that a lot of people see obey as the dream team for them. So why is Obey that team for you?
Um, for me, I think it's mostly just like back in the day, like it was always like I mean there was always like Era, Dare, like SB, those
Yep.
guys, but
Yep.
for like the top three, it was always FaZe, Obey, and Soar.
Yep. 100%.
Um, and I think like we got Parallel now, which dude, Parallel's going crazy. They've been
100%.
killing it.
Yep.
Um, Soar doesn't really have much of like a COD team as much as just like content based
Yep.
COD players.
I agree.
Um, and then FaZe, well, that's FaZe. So
We won't talk about it.
yeah. And I think Obey's kind of that like perfect mesh between like being that big organization but still staying true to their roots. Like they'll still post Tajes. They'll
Yep.
still do like cool videos, and I think that's kind of what I want is because I can't get rid of the Taj scene. Like I love making Tajes. Something about it, like just grinding for clips and um having that final product. And dude, I love it.
Right.
So I think Obey has always been the dream, and it's crazy to have this RC finally come out and have the opportunity.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people are excited for it. Even like the people who don't have as much success as yourself, even myself, or like the people who I see people who have been going like with the hashtags on Twitch that aren't even like affiliated yet. And like these people
Mhm.
are absolutely insane. I'm
Yeah,
like, geez, like people are grinding right now. It's impressive to
yeah,
see how like the colors that people are showing with just this RC, like what Obey
one
can
hundred
bring out of
percent.
people. Um,
100%. I think it's a big thing, man. Like going for those RCs and stuff like that as a smaller creator or smaller sniper, smaller streamer. Like, dude, it's huge because like not only is like your content being circulated through that hashtag, but like even those obey guys, they're gonna look at it. Like they're gonna look
right,
at everything. So they're gonna see you, like you're gonna meet new people and stuff like that. It's such a great way to grow and get some recognition for those demons that like nobody, maybe not many people follow or anything like that.
right,
So it's huge. It's huge.
100%. Um, so obviously, like going back to how we were talking about the past before, and like Obey is and always has been one of the top like three COD teams pretty much of all time, and for a lot of people as far as content creation. Um, we've always kind of maybe pictured like Obey Kaiiora or Obey Frostii as like something that has always been like a fathom. But when did the grind like officially start for you? Like when did you make it official?
Um, so for me, it was, oh man, I have it like I've already recorded my final obey response, so I had the date like days marked.
Hmm.
I think it was like months. It was like 5 months ago and like 13 days or something like that is
Okay.
when it officially started. Um, so yeah, that was the day I left Virtue too.
Oh, the day you left Virtue is the day you started the Obey grind?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. That's 5 months is quite a long time to be committed to like a grind for a specific team. There's some people that I think 18 months is the longest I've heard so far, but like it's crazy to me how long some of these because like admittedly my official announcement went up like maybe 4 days ago. So like hearing some people like 5 months 10 months, like 1 year, 18 months. I'm like, holy, like this is a reality for some people. Like seeing this will literally make dreams come true, you know? And it's like
Mhm,
I didn't even want to make my thing official until I felt like I could actually see Obey in front of my name because I
mhm.
never thought that I would reach that level. Um
Yeah.
but just like what's been going on in the community recently and what's been going on with everything, like I feel like it's becoming more and more of a reality to a lot of people that like it is a possibility. So I was like, fuck it, let's just go for it. And here we are now, you know? So
Uh, I think it's a possibility for anybody, Like,
yeah,
I mean, if you're willing to like put in the work and grow, like, dude, you can do anything you set your mind to. Like, I
right.
promise you that. I
100%.
promise you.
So for like, what side of Obey are you grinding for? Are you going as a sniping lead, or not a lead, obviously, but as a sniping lead for Project Seven? Are you going as a sniper for Obey, or are you going for maybe a content creator and streamer?
I think I kind of want to do like be labeled kind of as both if I were to join. Like Drums is labeled as I think on the roster he's labeled as sniper, streamer, content creator. Which I think is where I'd like to be, man. I would love to not be pigeonholed into like one thing. Like if I want to make a video about, I go mess around on Apex or something, man, I'd love to do that. Or
Right.
stream a different game that's not Call of Duty, which probably won't happen, but I don't know.
You just
I
want the
think I'd want to
opportunity
do that.
there if you could.
Yeah,
Right, I got
100%.
you. So at when you started your stream, like your streaming career, like 2 years ago, back on Modern Warfare, um, have you kind of branched off to any other like franchise other than Call of Duty? Like, have you even like dabbled in other games? I guess.
Um, Somewhat, not really. We did a couple like Phasmophobia streams,
Okay.
which were super funny because I like shit myself one time. It was so funny, dude. It was terrifying. But we did a couple of those, and what else have we done? I'm trying to think of like what other big games we've played other than Call of Duty. We did some Warzone, which is different for me. Usually playing Respawn, um, but Warzone was super fun. Uh, but yeah, it's mostly just been Call of Duty.
I got you. Has your RC response is your RC response like obviously COD focused, multiplayer focused? I assume, right?
Mm,
Is
yep.
it Cold War specific?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we won't give
can't.
away too much with your RC. We don't want to do that. We want it to be a surprise to the community, and I'm expecting some insane edits from you because I know you kind of have the reputation as the guy who kind of puts out the insane montages and stuff like that. And I mean
Thank you, man.
that's how I've known you. That's how people always like, yo, do you know Kaii? And I'm like, yeah, I know the name. He was like, did you see the shit he just put out? I'm like, no. I'll watch it. I'm like, holy shit, like the talent is
Thank
there
you.
with a community that doesn't really have a lot of experience in editing. I think you definitely provided like a fresh breath for seeing that side of things on media. So,
Thank you, man.
um, so as a solo content creator, I mean, you're with Project Seven now, so you have like the Project Seven, the sponsors that come with them and stuff like that. But do you have any sponsorships that come like with just Kaiiora
Um,
or like company affiliations or something like that? Like use code Kai on this.
yeah, well, I'm actually drinking one right now. I'm technically affiliated with Raise Energy, which is what I drink on stream like all the time. I actually drink these like too much, but it's okay. Um, I just don't really promote it though. I just like their product.
I got you.
And if somebody was like, "Yo, what is that?" Like I want to get something, then I'd be like, "Oh, here you go." But
Use my code,
yeah,
by the way. Yeah. No.
yeah. But yeah, I'm not really honestly.
I got you. So when it comes to joining Obey, when the time comes, is there a specific sponsor that kind of like catches your eye that you're excited to be affiliated with for a company?
Yeah, I mean, of course, G Fuel. Like
I mean,
growing up, like, dude, G Fuel was like, yeah, G Fuel was like the thing growing up, man. I
yeah,
loved it, and I still love it. It's really good. So like that would be absolutely insane. Um, but honestly, if like I had to pick one, the Gamer Advantage glasses. Because like I have these blue light glasses from like Amazon, which are like cool and like they do what they're supposed to do, I think. At least they say they do on Amazon.
right.
But I don't know, man. Their glasses are sweet, and I just feel like they'd be such a cool company to work with, especially since I wear them like all the time, like for work, school, gaming, editing, everything, man. It'd be
Right.
awesome. That'd be so cool.
I think yeah, gamer advantage is definitely I think on my top three list. And obvious, I think G Fuel is a given for any small content creator. That's like another like fathom dream like that a lot of us have. Like, oh man, G Fuel would be so cool. Use my code for 30% off. Like.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest one that I haven't really heard a lot of people say. I think I'm excited the most for Scuff.
Guff.
And I don't have
Yeah.
one myself, but just that's another like I think that's almost a bigger fathom dream than G Fuel for me, which is crazy considering like I'm known for my G Fuel towers, but
Yeah.
it's like Scuff is huge. And like maybe
Yeah.
not as much anymore, but having Scuff as a sponsor is kind of a fucking big deal. It's a little bit harder
Oh
than
yeah.
G Fuel in my opinion, and
Yeah.
has a lot more respect getting something like that. So that's
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest one I see that I'm excited for.
100%. Yeah, I love scuffs. I got one right here, and I still have my Xbox 360 scuff
Really?
from back in the day, dude. Oh my gosh, those things were built different though. Like you could
Yeah.
not break that thing. It was
Yeah,
it
I
was like the
know.
Nokia of controllers.
Facts. Um, so with being in Project 7, if I know obviously like Obey members have started teams, there's Obey members that are part of multiple teams in the community. Even like Rydog has started like Too Nasty as a community page and stuff like that. Do you see yourself like leaving Project 7 if you got into Obey so you could focus more on that, or
No, I don't plan on leaving Project 7. That's the family and they've supported me through everything and we have so many plans and stuff that we've already started building out. I don't think I could leave.
right?
And I think, once if we did end up joining Obey, um I think it would only motivate me more to help Project 7 and to help the dudes in Project 7, reach where they want to be and stuff like that too. So,
100%.
um yeah, that
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
respect
I
that.
could leave.
Especially as a lead. I didn't expect you to say that you were going to either, but for the sake of asking the same questions to everybody, I figured I might as well. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, before I get into my last question with this, is there anything else that you want to say just about the obey grind for you that has kind of like stood out as something of, um, I guess, of major importance or anything like that?
Um I mean, I think the biggest thing that has like always just made sense to me is just like how close Obey is. Like I feel like Obey is a lot like Seven in the family sense where they're all just super close. They're all homies. They're always hanging out and stuff. And being good friends with Baker and Paint, who are also leads for Project 7. I've kind of gotten to know them pretty really good and Dices and those guys drums like I don't like it's where my homies are. It's where the friends are and like it's where I want to be and I want to be there with them, so it'd be awesome.
Yeah, 100%. And I think a lot of the community wants to see you there as well, as we've talked about already. So if and when you do make it into Obey, what are the like? Are you going hashtag Obey Kaiiora? Is it going to be Obey Kaiiora if you make it in, or what is the hashtag that the community has been repping for you and that you've been rocking?
It's mostly been hashtag obey Kai, so I'm
Yeah,
excited, man.
I'm
Hashtag
excited to
obey
see it,
Kai,
man.
bro.
Um, like I've said for every other guest on this, these guys are some of the best in the community, guys. Like if you go to the Obey pages right now, you'll see a bunch of the Obey members saying, "Who do you vouch for?" This guy's gotten like I want to say at least like 30% of the love on Twitch as an entire application for the vouches, but like bump it to 40, bump it to 50. This dude deserves it, man. Like this dude is you have heard how much work he's putting in. Like this dude doesn't take a fucking break. It's the same grind every day. It's a different video. His stuff is always entertaining. I've been in his stream a couple times, as busy as I have been, and I'm thoroughly entertained every time I drop by. The dude has the personality, he has the gun skill to keep up, and he deserves to be an Obey. So make sure you're rocking the Obey, hashtag Obey Kai, in all of those tweets that you see. Follow this guy on all the socials below his camera. All of his stuff will be in the description as well. And just make sure you guys give this man all the love that he deserves because he's putting in the work to make sure that you guys are thoroughly entertained every single day.
Thank you, Frosty. Y'all be
100%,
sure to
man.
follow Frosty if you don't already too, man. This dude's the homie, bro. For doing this, dude, this is insane. This is so
It's
cool.
this is I'm just trying to provide something that hasn't really shown a mark in the community. So I I, tr-
100%.
I try to fit the niche of something that really isn't being provided. So if I can find something like that, then hopefully that's what I can do for the community. I just like making people smile, dropping by, seeing what people are about, the vibes that they catch, stuff like that. That's what it's all about for me. I just love making people smile. So,
Oh yeah, hashtag obey Frosty right there.
oh man, not yet, not yet. We ain't ready yet. But the last thing I want to say about the second block here is anyone who is like rocking the hashtags, like they're on the obey grind, but they aren't like maybe getting as much support as some of these other like bigger vouches that we talked to in the podcast already. Um, is there anything that you can say to them to kind of like get their mind right? Like by the time this gets posted, we'll have about 2 weeks left of the Obey RC. What can you say to these guys for the last like 2 weeks, like to kind of get their head straight that anyone really can make it into this? Like, what can you say to them?
Yeah. For me, it's always the biggest thing. It's always been time management. Like, if you want to get seen from this RC, which you will, I promise you that. But if you really want to make an impact, dude, start scheduling tweets, start scheduling YouTube videos, TikToks. Like, dude, schedule everything ahead. That way, like, if you do have something to tweet, you can tweet it, and then like next thing you know, 2 hours later, you got another tweet and another tweet. And then it's just constant. Like, dude, you're gonna be so active and you won't even realize how active you are. And it's amazing because it allows you to, get that free time back to make more content. It allows you to kind of take a break, take a night off, go get your head right, man. And go to the gym, bro. Eat food, eat water. Not eat. Wait, you can't eat water, bro. What am I saying? Eat food, drink water,
Yes.
and and just have fun, man. It's what it's all for, man. We're all here to have fun, and it's a hobby, and try to grow. And I mean, just don't don't get don't look too hard into things and get too upset about maybe not hitting the clip you want to hit or whatever it is, man. We're all here to have a good time, and I promise you, if you show that you're having an amazing time, it's gonna impact more than hitting a six on head or something. If you show that you're really loving what you're doing, um it'll make more of a difference to you in the future than not hitting the six on head. I promise you that.
Right,
I
100%.
still want that damn six on head, bro.
Something I've heard from a lot of these smaller streamers as I've probably hit like 100 plus of these RC grinders with those emotes that I've been dropping in people's chats, and it's like a lot of people say like are saying exactly what we were saying when we were like 12 or 13, like, oh, it's a fathom dream, like it's just something like I'm just going for it just in case, like maybe I'll get noticed for it. If you guys stay consistent, if you guys are doing exactly what Kai just said, like scheduling, like make sure you're always having something for the community to see from you, like don't be obnoxious first off on Twitter. Like every like 5 minutes, that's a little much. But if they're seeing something from you like every hour, every 2 hours, something like that, and it doesn't have to be something like just dropped another montage today. Like no one expects 3 montages a day from somebody. But like just do it can be a life update. It can be like a comedy post. It could be, like just whatever you have to do. Get your community as involved as possible as you possibly can. It doesn't matter how small your community is. Get them involved on your tweets. Get as much recognition as you can from the community. Make sure you're spreading as much love to other streamers as possible because that's where a lot of your love is going to come from. Um, Getting other streamers to notice you, and it doesn't have to be a raid from them. Just getting a like on a post from a bigger streamer is a lot of notoriety as it is. In that case, if they keep liking your stuff, you might eventually get a retweet and then their community is going to start coming to you as well, and now you guys have a shared community. That's what content creation is all about. Like if you aren't spreading love to other content creators, you probably aren't going to be as successful as someone who is doing that. So make sure you guys are spreading all the love that you can. Make sure you guys are always staying consistent with your stuff, and make sure you guys are staying healthy with the exercise, eating, and drinking water. And just keep doing what you love, man. If you start thinking of this too heavy as a career, it's not going to be fun anymore. And the whole point of getting to do gaming as a career is that you get to have fun with it. So don't think too heavy into stuff. Make sure that you guys are enjoying yourself being a streamer, and make sure that you're being the best possible you that you can be for your community.
100%.
Eh,
Always be genuine too. I forgot to
100%.
say that. Just be
Yes.
yourself, man. Just have a good time. Be yourself. Don't put on some sort of character, bro. It's not.
Yeah.
You'll exhaust yourself doing it. I promise you
Yep.
that. But
100% agree with that. Um, is there anything that you have to say to round out block 2 before we move on to the very hot take gaming question that we always get from from people?
um, I don't know. We covered a lot.
We have covered a lot.
I can't really think of anything honestly. I'm just still mind blown that I'm on a podcast.
It, a lot of people have said I'm surprised so many of you have not been on a podcast for how big your personalities are on Twitch. And it's not like we're the biggest on the platform or anything like that. It's even in the Call of Duty scene, but it's like for as many like free agents or like smaller team people that we all are, I'm surprised that none of you have been reached out about something like this, because it seems like such like a obvious thing to start in this community because it would get such wide recognition, but
Yeah.
nothing like this
Yeah.
has happened, and so nobody can really get asked to be on one,
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is crazy to me. I was actually like thinking about this the other day. This is totally off topic, but they should hire like streamers as like radio hosts.
They want,
You know
yeah,
how
I
like
agree.
dude, the radio would come back so fast, dude. Spotify would be dead. It'd be
Yeah.
insane.
It's like just people being like tagging on to what you just said, like people being able to keep up with comments the way that we do as like just the personal streamers. It's being able to look at stuff like you don't have to like pay attention to a game on the radio or anything, obviously, right? So you can like
Yeah.
play the music, whatever, come back, and like you can read all of these comments and like be super involved with who all is tuning in and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of the radio hosts are, I mean, not to shit on radio hosts, I guess, but kind of lack personality. It's kind of monotone voices that I hear all the time. So if we got, and that's not saying that all radio hosts are like that. I see them on TikTok all the time, the ones that have the personality. But
Oh
if we
yeah.
brought like the
100%.
streamers into the radio scene, that could be huge. So
Yeah. That'd be super cool. It'd be insane.
the way I always like to round out my podcasts are asking a lot of questions about the games that people specifically play, to get as many hot takes as we can.
Right?
It's it's gone interesting so far. We got some interesting comments so far already, but um. I mean, first off, I guess I'll ask, like, how far does your Call of Duty knowledge date back to? Because you said that you were like playing MW2, but you did take a big break in between your games. So,
Yeah, so the first Call of Duty I ever played was actually COD 4, so the
okay.
original Modern Warfare. And I would play it with my brother when my mom was at home, but I couldn't play online
Mm,
because of how many like the gamer words that would be said, so my brother wouldn't let
mm,
me play online, which
right.
understandable, I guess, because at the time I was 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or
Protected brother. It's
yeah. Um, which was super cool, man. I loved it. But that was the first Call of Duty I ever played. Um, but the like earliest Call of Duty, because World at War came out before COD 4, if I'm not mistaken.
no, COD 4 was the first one that was released for online. World at War was
Oh,
COD
it was.
5. Yep.
Okay, so never mind. So yeah, okay, never mind. That makes sense. So yeah, COD 4 was the first one then. Yeah.
Okay. And then you played all the way up to MW2, or you went up to Black Ops 2?
So I played from then until I played a little bit of Ghost
Okay.
and a little bit of MWR, but I think I stopped the whole like YouTube channel and stuff and and sniping mostly. Well, I guess I still snipe no matter what because I suck with normal guns. If I can't hit them in one bullet, dude,
I'm the same
they
way.
fuck me up.
I'm the same
Yeah,
way. And
it's
people don't
I get
understand it. They're like, you could snipe, but you can't ray gun. I'm like, you don't understand. A recoil does not go well with me.
yeah, it's insane. But I think I stopped sniping or not sniping. I think I stopped doing the YouTube stuff after BO2.
Okay. But
Yeah.
you still like kind of did gaming as a hobby sporadically through some of those games.
Yeah. Yeah. I just played like with my buddies after football practice and stuff like that.
And you picked it back up again in like 2019, MW 2019,
Yeah, picked
consistently.
well, let's see. I picked up probably 2018. I actually came back as a CS:GO player
Okay.
for a little while. And I did some YouTube stuff with that and dropped a video on that, which was super cool. It was like insane.
Yeah,
Um, and then yeah, MW came out, and that's when I started
I got you.
the Call of Duty videos again.
So, this might be an interesting question for you to ask, even though you didn't really get to experience like the shit years of Call of Duty, as a lot of people call them, with Jetpack era and stuff like that. You pretty much played Golden Age COD and then recent CODs, which haven't been great but haven't been terrible. Um,
Mhm.
with that being said, we asked a couple people so far what the most iconic maps in COD history have been, but I'm gonna ask you, what do you think? We'll give you like a top five from fifth to number one is the absolute worst. What do you think the top five most notorious maps are just for being absolute dog shit?
Absolute dog shit.
Like top
Oh
five most
man.
notorious that you could, even if you didn't get the opportunity to play them
Mhm.
yourself, just something that the community you think just shits
Okay.
on them.
Oh, this is tough. Um, I'm gonna go MW2 Carnival.
Okay.
It had a couple okay spawn traps, but dude, I don't know. That map just sucked. I hated
Yeah.
that map.
I can't
I
say I
al-
ever got excited seeing it pop up.
yeah. I also sucked back then, so like that's probably why I
Mm.
hated it so much. But so I'm gonna go Carnival. I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna try to like go off different games too. Let's find one for BO1 maybe. Oh, what's that map on BO1? Uh, not Havana.
Array,
Is it
WMD.
correct?
Is it
No.
which one?
Those were good maps. I like those maps.
You like WMD? When they
Heck
brought that
yeah.
back, I was like, that's the Treyarch game or map they brought back. Like,
That map was sick. I actually really like that map.
I
Okay,
would
it's
have
not
rather had
Crisis.
firing
That map
range.
was nuts. Firing range, yeah, that would have been sick. I thought it was Crisis, but it's not because I remember Ranger hit that stupid clip on Crisis.
I'd have to look this up with you. I don't know if I'm
What
gonna
is it?
know off the top of my head.
Was it Stockpile? Oh my goodness, I don't even know. This is actually like the hardest question ever. No, that's not it. Crack. No, that's not it either. Wait, is it?
See, BL1 maps.
Cracked. Correct. I didn't like Cracked.
I know a
That
lot of
map
people
was
aren't gonna remember
crazy.
these maps, so I am gonna throw it on screen with the starting screen image.
Okay,
Hopefully, it'll bring people back a little bit with it. Um,
perfect.
I just need to know if
Um,
I remember it.
all right,
Facts.
MW3 maps.
Oh
See,
yeah, that map sucked.
I hated that map. I gotta find one for MW3 now. Let's see. Honestly, dude, I just loved MW3. Like, I mean, there really wasn't like a map that I didn't technically enjoy playing, but I think the map that annoyed me the most was probably Carbon, just because you'd always see people at that top spawn trap and they just pick people off up there, and
Oh, yep.
every time I got up there, it was never like that.
Yeah,
I'd probably say Carbon. Not that it was like the worst map, it was just the most annoying to me
I agree with
then.
that. It was probably one of the
For
most
the
notable for trick shotting, though.
Yeah, 100%. Uh, for the worst map ever in Call of Duty history, especially like the Modern Warfare side, Vortex. Dude, that map was just a waste of like a whole gigabyte. I don't know if you remember that one. That one
Um,
was so
I
stupid.
don't. I'm looking at the pre-map now, and I still don't remember this map. I'll be 100% honest. This is like,
it it was DLC, and I think it came out with the DLC that came out with oh, what was this map called? This map had a stupid spawn trap. Um Anyway, it's basically like a circle and it's a farm and it's
yeah,
so
that's what it
stupid.
looks like looking at the overview.
Okay, we got MW2, we got BO1, MW3. Let's get a BO2
BO2 map.
worst
This is good. I
BO2
think this
map.
one's gonna be the one that probably has a lot of people like, what? There's one that sticks out to me though. There's one that sticks out to me as the worst.
I'm like I'm just looking at them and there's like a couple that I'm like, yes, but one for me at the time that I definitely never hit on was probably Encore. That was DLC too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I remember the map. I didn't play on it a whole lot. If I had to say
Yeah.
one main game BO2, like I'm probably gonna get shit on in the comments for saying this because I know there's people who love this map. I fucking hate Aftermath.
Really
I hate Aftermath.
interesting.
Only good thing that came out of that map is Scump's three piece and fucking pro scene in the fucking in the pro tournament.
Okay,
In my
okay,
opinion.
that's fair. I didn't mind the map. I think it was just like annoying to play, but once you got over to the spawn trap, like it was kind of decent.
Yeah,
And that garage that you could go out of and hit like trick shots, dude, that was sick.
I
I
think
like that. But
I think the differential in our POVs on this is that I didn't snipe in BO2.
okay,
I didn't start sniping
understandable.
until BO4. So,
Okay, gotcha. Oh
but
man, BO4 was crazy.
just
I got one more map.
yeah, let's hear it. I want to hear your Cold War one.
My Cold War worst map.
I want to hear your Cold War worst map because that's the hot COD nowadays. Like it's gonna go year
Yeah.
3 if MW2 doesn't hit. So
I really hope it does, honestly. I love Cold War, but 3 years of it, I
yeah,
don't know.
a rerun
I
of
don't know.
BO2. People hated Ghosts and then didn't vibe with the jetpacks.
Yeah. Uh, well, you'll probably get some comments about this. This doesn't involve the question, but a lot of people would probably say Reg Miami or
Yep.
Reg Cartel are the worst maps in
Yep.
Cold War, and they're my two favorite maps. So, um,
Oh
yeah.
wait, no. We're stopped for a second. Those are your two. Okay, I can understand liking the maps because I'm kind of on board with you with Miami. I did really enjoy Miami because I was a comp player in Cold War.
Yeah.
But those are your two top maps.
Uh, Cartel. I don't know if Miami's my top map. Cartel's definitely like one of in top three for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I
I
love
hope
that
it's
map.
for like a nostalgic reason, like you hit like a fucking like 5 on head or some shit. Like
Actually, I did. It
okay,
was actually the
okay,
first 5 on head I ever hit during the Sith RC, which was probably like a month into Cold War.
okay.
Uh,
If that's your
my
reasoning, I can get behind it. But just
yeah,
say like, no, I
dude.
just love the map for the map. Like no.
Oh, yeah. No, the map actually like itself kind of sucks, but like the spawn traps on it can be insane.
Yeah,
So
okay,
I
I'll
really
agree with
liked
you
it.
on that.
But yeah, dude, this story's super funny. So, Sith RC, my homie Dice would always ego me because he had a 5 on head before I did, but I had a triple head before he did. So he'd be like, "Get a 5 on head, loser," and I'd be like, "Fuck you, get a triple head," and like all this stuff. And anyway, we were playing Cartel, and I hit 5 on head, and I had no idea I hit a 5 on head. Like I thought it was a quad head times two, and so I went back and watched it, and just started screaming. Like I was all hyped up. I was like, "Get fucked, motherfucker! I got a five
Oh
on
my
head.
god.
Where's your 5 on head?" And he's like, "I got one," and I was like, "Fuck you!" And like we were just like going at it, dude. But I was so hyped because it was the first one I ever hit, like in any Call of Duty.
Right.
Like the most I've ever hit is like a quad head. So to like hit that and on like Cartel of all maps, I was like, bro, this is insane. And so yeah, it was a good time. I was really hyped up.
I
I wish
think
I had the clip.
I think the 5 on head is kind of the marker for what's an actual clip nowadays, which is crazy because
Yeah.
like the craziest we ever saw, like say BO2 days, was like quad head would make people shit themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like now that
100%.
that's almost like a common standard for snipers across
Yeah.
Cold War. So I think 5 on head or like a triple collat head is probably like the start of what's considered even a clip nowadays, which is
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
because
It's
a lot of
crazy.
people can't even hit that standard. Period, myself included.
Yeah.
But it's yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of absurd, but um yeah, it's weird. Cause like yeah, I remember like MW3, like if you hit like a triple head, like not even like a triple head collat. You just had three heads in the feed, and it was like stacked or something, or just a multi,
hmm
like an MSR multi. Like, dude, that was nuts.
yeah,
Like everyone would freak out, and now it's like, oh, you hit a 6 on face off,
yeah,
swipe.
yeah, yeah. Facts. It's yeah. Um.
uh,
So with Cartel and Miami not being at the bottom, which a lot of people would assume are the two bottoms for a lot of people, I guess what is your bottom? I guess.
um, oh man, I'm trying to think like is there a map that I just really despise on Cold War, and if there's one map that I will like refuse to play.
I think there's only one left that I could think of that you might say here.
I have a feeling you're thinking Echelon.
Uh,
What were you thinking?
I'm thinking Armada. I don't know
No,
anyone that
dude,
likes them.
Armada was sick.
Bro, what the fuck?
Armada was so sick, especially combined arms assault.
That's the only time I'll play it. When I was going for camos on Combined Arms Assault. But if I see it come
That's
up in
fair.
my S&D playlist, like I'm
Oh
never
yeah,
voting
no.
for it.
Okay, I'll say the worst map. Armada non combined arms assault.
Okay. Okay.
Because I agree with you on
I
that.
think some people
That
can
map
get
is
behind you on that.
yeah.
uh, it's the worst map for marshals in my opinion because the bomb site is right in there and people will just sit in the corner and it's
Oh
there's so
yeah.
many rats.
Yeah.
But
I don't blame you on that one. Can't do
anyways,
that.
I'm gonna go ahead and round out this section of the podcast. I have to hopefully hit up Centric and maybe if I spam him a little bit, he'll reply to me. But I appreciate you so much for having you on, man. I can't tell you how grateful I am. Hopefully in the future with everything that I'm doing, I don't know if you know, but this is going on a community channel that Goofy and one of my other buddies started called Sin, and it basically has the same message as Too Nasty has, where we just try and help even smaller content creators get bigger and bigger content creators get into a new community, stuff like that. Um, the podcast is our main source of content right now, but we are trying to get into doing like top 5 clips of the week, uh, streamer of the week, stuff like that. So I don't think this is the last time. Hopefully, this isn't the last time we see you on the channel, even if it's just featuring when you do get that 6 on head, because I know you're going to get it eventually. Featuring that on the clips of the week or seeing you as a streamer of the week sometime in the future. Some sort of content that we have out, maybe having you as a special guest for another future podcast, just me and you sitting down, diving even deeper into all the questions that we asked today, stuff like that. But regardless, I can't tell you how happy I am that I got to speak to you today because everyone I've spoken to already, I kind of had that connection with. You're genuinely the first person I brought on to the podcast in general that I didn't at least know a little bit before I got in here. So just thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man. This has been insane, and I can't wait to, see the Sin channel and see this on there and get to know your community and everything too, man. I'm really excited.
I appreciate that, man. Is there anything you want to say to close it out?
Um, hashtag obey Frosty, and he makes super sexy emotes.
I appreciate that, man. Hashtag Kai to the moon. I know you guys are gonna spam the fuck out of his hashtag on all of those um obey posts. You guys better at least. I'll be watching. But that's all I got, guys. I'm gonna go talk to hopefully Centric or Hoon, and we will see you guys in the next portion here.